Good news and bad news. The bad news is that the Sonic Movie 2 trailer didn't release last Tuesday. But the good news is that since the trailer isn't out yet, I get to talk about a recent leak. I could talk about it after the trailer releases, but some of the items the leak discusses are so monumental that if they aren't in the trailer, we'll say for sure whether or not this leak is correct. Now, as with most internet plot leaks, you really have to be careful not to believe everything you read. There are a lot of people just wanting attention and getting it by making fake news, and the only reason I'm even considering this leak is the fact that it said everything that the copyright plot leak said, but was posted on February 10th, a few months before. If you haven't heard about the copyright link, I've made a video about it. I'll leave the link to that video in the description. Anyway, the leak also revealed Knuckles before he was actually announced, and some of the stuff it says is pretty cool. Let's see what it says. The movie's theme is trust, mostly shown in Sonic starting to grow up and want to do hero stuff, and Tom having to learn to let him be independent. By the end of the movie, Sonic lives with Tails in his treehouse near Green Hill. Okay, nothing really wrong so far. Knuckles is introduced early and is written a bit like Drax and Guardians. Not much of a sense of humor and very gullible. His tribe was wiped out by, probably, chaos. He just calls it something, and the emeralds they protected were scattered across worlds. Eggman meets him as they both find an emerald. Eggman needs them as an energy source. He just wants revenge on Sonic. Knuckles can innately track chaos energy, so they team up. Knuckles and Sonic fight twice. Knuckles wins the first round, would have won the second if it wasn't interrupted. Okay, here's where it gets a little out there to me. I said in my last video that I think they're only going to do one emerald, and I stand by my prediction. Also, I highly doubt they're going to reference Sonic Adventure like that. It just seems more like a reference that would be in a fan film than a Hollywood flick. Everything else seems fine to me though. Tails' village gets attacked by Eggman's robots. He was studying a Chaos Emerald. He built a tracker to track chaos energy, which is how he journeys to Earth and meets Sonic. They become friends quickly. Something mysterious happened with Sonic at his birth that isn't fully explained here, but he's linked to chaos energy. It's why he can go supersonic with the Chaos Emeralds. Sonic goes super in the climax to beat Metal, who's powered by chaos energy. So, he's saying that Tails is looking for emeralds? Why? He wanted his emerald back? If so, why didn't he just follow the robots and take it back? How does Eggman already have an army of robots, or even a few of them, when the last time we see him he was trapped on the Mushroom Planet with only broken pieces of his ship and Sonic's quill? And last but not least, Chaos Emeralds have genders?
If these readings are accurate, he's here. I found him.
All joking aside, he's obviously looking for Sonic in the end credit scene, and I was under the impression that that happened while Robotnik was still on the Mushroom Planet. I could easily be incorrect though. And yes, when he says Metal, he's referring to Metal Sonic. Eggman uses Sonic's quill from the first movie to build Metal Sonic. It's an ongoing process through the movie. They don't fight until midway in the second act. Metal Sonic isn't in the film really that much. He's more just a physical proxy for Sonic fighting Eggman, who is the real villain again. He's gone crazy and is purely out for revenge on Sonic. The emeralds are just meant to power his ultimate weapon, Metal Sonic. Metal Sonic has two main appearances, beating the, poopy out of Tails and Sonic, and a race against Sonic. He has no dialogue. Overall, this part's pretty sound too, and seems pretty awesome for that matter. But I just don't really think they put Metal in. With Chaos, it already seems like a lot of Sonic elements to cram into one movie. I mean, I wouldn't complain, but it doesn't seem realistic for Paramount to do that. But if he were in, he could possibly be the CGI'd menace in some Mean Bean fight scene, and the AT-AT thing could be a Bigfoot or something. The film is obviously already taking a lot of inspiration for Sonic Heroes, and Metal was the main villain of Heroes. But on the other hand, the AT-AT thing is notably nowhere in this guy's summary, and it seems like a big deal from the set photos and stuff. But back on the first hand, it might just be another throwaway reference like Chaos. But back to the other hand, the storyboard seemed to have Team Sonic facing the AT-AT thing like it's their adversary, or at least important to the plot. Anyway, I still think the AT-AT mech is Robotnik's weapon, but I'll be keeping the Metal Sonic thing in the back of my mind until the trailer or something proves it definitely wrong. Side note, if Metal is in it, he'll basically have the same role that he does in the Sonic OVA, and there's a fight scene at the North Pole, a snowy place. There's a snowy place officially in the film, and a race and fight scene with Metal supposedly in the film. But again, this would be a reference more suited for a fan film. Again, I wouldn't complain, but I just don't see Paramount going in that direction with this.
Strange, isn't it?
Tika Sumpter's character, Maddie, is pregnant. Tom is overprotective and going into dad mode. He travels with Sonic on some of the chase for the Chaos Emeralds. Yeah, that makes sense. Tom is about to become a dad, so he gets really protective and does the one thing I'd do if I were an overprotective dad, go on an adventurous road trip to fight evil and collect emeralds. Also, out of all the set photos I've seen, none of them have Maddie looking pregnant. Maybe it's like she just got pregnant, so it's not showing or something? I don't know, but it sure doesn't do wonders for the source's cred. It also feels like this movie has too many side plots with the vacation and stuff on top of this. So far, this part feels the most like a fan wrote it before reading the official leak. There's an early action sequence with Sonic versus some bullies in Green Hills. They read like they might be going for Maga kids or something with the dialogue. Again, I can't find really real holes in this one. Seems reasonable, I guess. I thought the armored car chase would be a more reasonable event for an early action sequence at one point, but I've changed my mind, and now I think it'll be in the middle of the movie and will have more to do with the plot. Shadow isn't name-dropped, but Eggman does mention his grandfather's own ultimate weapon once, which for SA2 fans is a clear reference. No, I don't think so. Just no. If Shadow is going to be in it, and I do think he'll be in the film series eventually, I think he'll be closer to my prediction that I gave in the last video. In the games, they never really explained why a hedgehog created 50 years ago looks so similar to a hedgehog born 15 years ago. I was expecting an answer when I first played Shadow the Hedgehog, but all I got was, "Hey, let's make this guy a hedgehog!" Good idea! And of course, the #1 rule of Hollywoodizing a franchise is to make sure everything is at least sort of realistic and logical. Also, this is like the third instance of a fan film-esque reference. This and the pregnant Maddie thing really makes this look like a cleverish fan wrote this out of wishful thinking. Well, that's it for the leak. Some of it sounds cool and possible, but the rest of it just doesn't seem to line up with official leaks or Hollywood movie common sense. Another leak unrelated to this one says Amy's going to be in the movie. WeGotThisCovered.com says this. According to our sources, in fact the same ones who told us Jim Carrey's mask will appear in Space Jam 2 and that a She-Hulk show is coming to Disney+, Amy is already tipped to appear in the unannounced sequel and, presumably as in the games, her self-proclaimed status as Sonic's girlfriend will be mined for its obvious comedic potential. I don't know. I feel like it's either this or the other leak, since that'd have to say something about Amy. Unless Amy was in an early draft but then dropped? Yeah, I don't know. This was written before the sequel technically even had an announced name. Though, interesting note, Amy also first appeared in the same game that Metal Sonic first appeared in. But that, again, would be a whole lot of pre-existing Sonic content to cram into this film. I just don't think she'll be in it. Metal Sonic, maybe. But Amy, I'll go out on a limb and confidently say no. Maybe in the next movie, though. So, in conclusion, I'm only going to be definitely believing the official leak, since I was able to poke a few holes in the other leak, and I don't think Amy will be in it. But I will be keeping the first leak in the back of my mind to pull it up again if the trailer seems to validate it, because if Metal Sonic and Amy are in the movie, I almost guarantee an appearance in the trailer. For Metal Sonic, at least an ominous reveal like in the opening scene of Sonic Heroes and the Robotnik Mushroom Planet reveal from the first Sonic 1 trailer. Well, that's all I've got for now. Please leave a like if you like this video. That's what the button's for. I'll release a video scrutinizing the trailer when it drops. I'll look over the Sonic Frontiers announcement and Sonic Prime League concept art eventually. And this weekend I'll release an actual video game video, so subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when I release those. Special thanks to Shay R Synergy for posting a video talking about the leak, because that's where I heard about it. I'll leave a link to the video in the description. See you next time, and remember, don't mess with the moose. Well, I just realized that I have nothing to say to spruce up the blackness of the end card. Should probably actually put something here instead of blackness, shouldn't I? There, that's better. Filler. Oh look, it's done. No need for filler.